The Predator by J99. The distant gloomy lights of the town disappeared as the moon's natural rays illuminated the grasslands, painting them silver. The killer lay patiently, waiting for its victim to emerge from the shadows. His fine, sandy coat camouflaged him amongst the long, dry grass, hiding him from anyone who dared to enter his domain. "Any moment now," the killer thought to himself, eager for the prize. Patiently, he waited in the darkness, waiting for its prey to emerge onto sandy deathbed. Adrenaline raced through his veins, his pulse quickening as he scented his victim. After what seemed like an eternity, he sensed movement from behind. Crouching low, ready to pounce, he waited for the moment to strike. He waited, and waited, and waited. And then, to his disappointment, a bundle of tumbleweed rolled by, teasing him mischievously. "Drat it!" he wailed. Now more infuriated than he had ever been, he took up his position again, ready for an ambush. Scanning his surroundings, he suddenly spotted his victim, oblivious to its whereabouts. Saliva oozing from his jaws, he lunged through the grass, claws poised, and rip! A dead mouse lay on the path, a glazed look in its empty eyes. "Easy as you like," he laughed with a sly grin. Ravenously, he gobbled it down before settling back into his hunting position, the mouse tail still sticking out of its powerful jaws. The serval was victorious once again, and this was only the start of his deadly rampage. Hello world, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining me here in Macland. And thank you to J99 for his fantastic piece of writing, a narrative submitted during our competition that I had to feature here in Macland. You will be the recipient of a little Macland prize, so thank you. Talking of prizes, we had so many entries here in Macland with our non-chronological report competition that it's taken a few days, and instead of 4 winners, we've got 7 winners. So congratulations to all of them. You will be receiving a prize at some point. So let's jump into those who are the prize winners for our non-chronological report. Here we have the Drander, sent in by DQ. Code names going by today. It's the Drander. What did I like about it? Well, we've got some amazing vocabulary around the little creature. To begin with, a nice illustration, some shading on the side with detail in the cheeks as well. Viridian, a great word. We've got panda-like, a good hyphenated compound adjective. Cerulean. And then if we look down further in the text, without going into it too much, because we've got a lot of winners to announce, we've got some brackets for parenthesis there, which is fantastic. We've got a nice expanded noun phrase, cute looking panda-like animal, discovered in 1986. What else can we quickly mention here? It's got a sensor located on its stomach, which can detect excess heat, which is pretty cool. Nice and creative, which we always like to see. Immense plodding feet used to squash its prey. Some lovely scientific language down here. Nocturnal, of course, means coming out at night. Instead of using Drander, the Drander, or this creature, he's got this fearsome creature is native to the Himalayas, but can be found also near Sichuan, which is pretty cool too. It's got camouflage, a cool ability there. It has the unbelievable ability of jumping as high as a skyscraper. So also including a simile in this text as well. So props to DQ. You are going to be the recipient of a prize arriving on your doorstep in the next handful of days. Props. Our next honourable mention and the recipient of a Macland prize in the form of some crazy cute cuddly creature is the Moccasathaurus, entered by Dragon Glare. Pretty cool name there as well. This one was just super creative as well. Little bit of punctuation errors and some grammatical errors, but creativity counts for a lot here in Macland, and it should count for a lot in the world as well, by my reckoning. No use being a really good writer if you can't come up with cool ideas. So Dragon Glare, props to you for your amazing work here. So we've got lovely little headings and sections here. So if I want to know about the habitat, if I want to know about its hunting style, I'll know exactly where to look as well. So it's got those cool little sections. I can't see it. Put on my protection. All of a sudden, this creature kills its prey by hypnotizing them, which is cool. A lovely piece of vocabulary there. It's got a hypnotic stare. And then hooks it up with its wings and throws it off the cliff. What a gruesome way to die. Man, Dragon Glare, you are out of this world. That's a cool way of killing things. I imagine it goes down and devours it then. Let's look at its habitat. It lives in the rainforest of Kabonga. Very nice. It lives with another horrible monster. The babies, listen to this for gruesome. The babies eat their mum when they are 7 weeks old. There's a quote from a discoverer there as well, which is cool to see. So trying all different techniques in this text and coming up with something very creative, very cool. Congratulations to Dragon Glare. Your work has been picked out as a recipient for a prize here in Macland. So well done to you two. All right, the recipient of the Alamingo, one of the creatures featured here in Macland, goes to the writer known as Fluffella for her non-chronological report on the cute, cuddly creatures. Just from looking at the title, I can tell that this writer, Fluffella, already has thought about alliteration, right bam, there in the title, using a nice literary technique. I can see there's an introduction and then a bunch of different sections here as well. So let's quickly go through and highlight what Fluffella has done exceptionally well here. This furry bundle of love who is as cute as a baby kangaroo, a simile in the first line. Beautiful, is extremely small and very hard to find. Great way to start a sentence. Lovely, I love it. With its color changing fur, it is able to merge into its surroundings. Not much is known about this big-eyed creature. You've got a compound adjective using a hyphenated word. Fantastic. We only know that it is not from our universe. Interesting. An interstellar being. It's got features, which is good to see. What else can we see? Bright wide eyes which glisten like the sun. Another simile and a beautiful expanded noun phrase. The coolest thing about this mysterious minuscule creature, more alliteration. Oh, look at this. More alliteration, but it has a bold bioluminescent pink bow. Fluffables diets mainly contain unhealthy food. Unhealthy food? Fluorescent giant rainbow cupcakes. You got semicolons in the list here because they're longer things in a list. Pink sticky candy floss, soft yummy cookies, and melting mouth-watering pink chocolate. These things, do they have teeth? Well, probably not. Very nice there. Semicolons in a list of longer things. We've got some random capital letters But if that's easy to fix up, maybe it's just a little typing error. Props to Fluffella for a great piece of writing using lots of different literary techniques. Well done, Fluffella. You are the recipient of the Eleflingo. Moving on to our next writer, in fact, the recipient of the Runket itself, the main creature featured here in Macland. And that goes to the writer known as Typer. Here we go. I'll make myself a little bit smaller so you can see the Habloband. A double page spread, a big illustration. Look at that ridiculously strange creature there, the Habloband. The Habloband is a shy creature, although, nice starting with a subordinating conjunction. Although it may be gruesome, there's the comma, the Habloband isn't interested in meat. All it wants is a quiet life. This devilish looking animal originated in Uruguay. Interesting. And thrived in the damp marshes. But when it was discovered by Heroid Flig, nice name, Heroid Flig. How did you come up with that, Typer? Amazing. In 1872, its population number plummeted. Oh no! I assumed they were hunted. Poor little creatures only wanted to be peaceful. The Habloband only has one limb. Good word. Again, nice. Good use of vocabulary by this writer. Good job, Typer. The hand that sits atop of its head. Unfortunately, it can't feel or use it. Interesting. Although, because it's not being used, the Habloband has adapted a form of protection against its only predators. Us. Nice use of predators as well. Props for this beautiful double page spread using lots of different literary techniques. We've got subordinating conjunctions at the start of sentences. We've got not really any grammatical errors that I can see. Very few spelling mistakes. Beautiful illustration. Nice labeled, big bold title. Labeled sections with subheadings. You, Typer, are the recipient of the Macland Runket. Congratulations. Now, of all of the entries we had here in Macland, it was the Roll Bear that was the most popular and we had the most submissions for. I've chosen two of the best ones, and one will be the recipient of the Chiconifus animal and one will win the Roll Bear itself. Let's jump in and have a look who is the first winner. Okay, have a look at this. The first thing that jumps out of me is that title. Look at it. Beautiful font there, and I'm a bit of a sucker for a font as well. The Rollo Bear, the name's been changed. Very creative, I like it. I can see there's some pictures of Rollos on there. So I was very eager and interested and drawn in to see what this piece of writing had. So props to Doodle for their submission here. It looks fantastic. That's the first thing that jumps out, all of those different colored backgrounds as well. Let's have a quick peruse and I'll point out some of the features that jumped out of me as well. Fantastic presentation, but great writing as well. Have a look. Its babies are born in Rollos, which then break out after a few months and appear as a fluffy brown bear. Their babies are sometimes found hiding in Rollo wrappers. Very cool. I like this already. Very quirky, very creative. Props to Doodle. Its habitat is under shelves in confectionery aisles. The vicious bear is also known to hide in Rollo packets because it can shrink into a shape of a Rollo. Ooh, cool ability. Shrinking into a Rollo. It climbs into the person's mouth and savages it to pieces. They look so cute. What else? Their poo is the shape of a Rollo. Ugh. What if you accidentally pick up... It has been studied at the University of Poodles and the Unnatural Study of Vicious Creatures in Sheffield. Ah, Sheffield is the hub, is it? They usually live in groups, semicolon. The king of the group is given a crown and a staff made of Rolo wrappers. Again, very creative, and I like that semicolon to link those clauses as well. Very cool. If you refuse your last scrumptious caramel Rolo, nice expanded noun phrase, it will paralyze you with its ears, which have got glands that are full of a liquid unknown to humans, and transfix you into watching it take every Rolo in the world. It stuns you. If you do not want to give it your last Rolo, beat it with a Twix. Oh, the only thing that will kill it is a Twix bar. I like that idea. The Rolo bear was first sighted in the 1940s by Bob Shackleberry, but he fell from the top shelf when he wouldn't give the Rolo bear the last Rolo. Hilarious. Bob's sister, the owner of the sweet shop, witnessed the fight with her own eyes. Luckily, she was armed with some Twixes. This is hilarious. Oh, Doodle, I love this writing. The Rololicious Bericus can live for around 100 years, but if Rolos don't exist anymore, they will fade away. Interesting. You want to save the human race? You gotta eat Rolos, everyone. Get rid of them. Doodle, props for a fantastic piece of writing here. Great presentation as well. You are the recipient of the Chiconifus. Fantastic work. Good job. So here is the recipient of the Roll Bear itself. This submission comes from Keshwal Boo. Another cool name, Keshwal Boo. Great piece of writing here. What jumps out? It's got a nice title. It's got great subheadings, good sections. A lovely illustration there. It's also got a map of where this particular creature comes from as well. The cute but deadly roll bear, scientific name Roloberius pouncibilius, meaning roll bear that pounces, is so rare that there are only 5 known sightings of it in the world. The laboratory of ominous creatures, look, that's what I made up. The laboratory of ominous creatures, look, at the University of de Beaune in Paris, most famous for their amazing discoveries about the runket. Ah, that's very clever, Keshwal Boo. For the runket, have recently been looking at this new uncommon specimen and have provided us with these amazing facts. The roll bear's fur is a warm, rusty colour, almost orange. Expanded noun phrase. Well done. Extending out of this are 2 short arms, each with 3 slightly hooked venomous claws that emerge from its pale palms when threatened. Prepositional phrase coming up at the start of the sentence. On its white face, and there's a comma to separate it too. On its white face lives 2 red, cute-looking eyes, which in a split second can turn from your cuddly companion into your worst nightmare. Also on this trickster's fiendish face, nice alliteration, so nice I couldn't even say it properly. Say that 3 times fast. Fiendish face. I can't do it. I'm not even going to try anymore. Move on. On this trickster's fiendish face is a beautiful connected mouth and nose which look rather like an upside down Y, but still don't threaten this beast because it will show you its venomous spiky teeth and most commonly bite you. The diet of this monster is very simple. A nice colon to introduce a list there. Fantastic, good job. Foxes, sparrows, and sometimes hawks. Although, starting with a subordinating conjunction, Keshwal Boo, you are a good writer. You've got these techniques down pat. Great job. Although what it eats isn't very interesting, the way in which this predator devours the animals is. Firstly, it smothers some of its aromatic poo onto the ground. That's disgusting, Keshwal Boo. Then, when the prey comes, the roll bear pounces on them and injects some venom into the surprised animal, which knocks them unconscious. Great word. Finally, to finish the bear's dinner off, it scratches them multiple times, then tucks in for a lovely treat. Great lifestyle. Only found in the dense grasslands of Argentina, and there's a cool map. These puzzling creatures are very rarely seen in the wild. They usually dig out dens in a hill. The babies, rollings, nice, live with their parents until they're 3 years old, and then they leave home to live on their own. I like how you've got the correct there as well, because there's there, and there. Nicely done. Good apostrophe for the contraction too. On their own. The bear is a nocturnal creature and is active all year round, except in the extremely cold winter months when it hibernates. Some nice scientific vocabulary in that final paragraph as well. Keshwal Boo, you are the recipient of the Macland Roll Bear. Congratulations. That was fantastic. So there you have it, world, our first winners here in Macland, and some fantastic creativity with some great writing across all of those featured here today. Thank you to everybody else that also submitted your writing, some great pieces as well. We just couldn't feature them all here today. That's all we've got time for here in Macland today. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, make sure you keep learning, make sure you keep reading, and make sure you're still being creative. See you next time in Macland. Ciao! Click on the banner to subscribe to the channel and make sure you turn on the bell to receive notifications of when new videos are posted.